What's up, y'all? It's Tisha Shindies, and I'm back. Okay, listen. We had a couple things to address, okay? Some good, some bad. Okay, the good thing. We made it to 200 subscribers, y'all. And let me just say thank you, okay? Because anytime someone takes the time to subscribe to your channel on their own will, you ain't coerce them, you ain't pay them, you ain't bribe them, this is something they want to do, that is a blessing. Okay? I am grateful from the bottom of my heart that all 201 of y'all, 202 I think now, have decided to subscribe to me. I appreciate y'all, and I'm doing my best to give y'all this content, okay? So I just want to put that out there that I thank y'all so very much. It's hard to do content, y'all. It's hard to do content. It's hard to edit content. It's hard to be consistent, especially when it don't like it's paying off. You know what I'm saying? As quickly as you would like it to, right? So that's that. Thank you all. And then I've decided that once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway, or I'm going to go live. I'm going to do something for y'all because that's a big deal, right? So tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend to follow and subscribe to Tisha Shanice, and make sure they like, comment, and subscribe. All right, y'all. So that's the good news, right? Okay. Halle has got a win, I guess, that I'm doing these story times about her. And she got a lot to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into the specifics of all of that because it was never said to me directly. It's just what I've been hearing, and I've seen subliminal posts. I've seen a lot of different things. Let me just say this. I'm a fair person, all right? So I get it. I understand that if someone was making story times about me, well, regarding me, on any platform, I guess I can see myself being upset too. However, I am a rational person. You have to think, whatever experience you give someone, they have that right to talk about that experience, be it publicly or be it privately. They have that right to do that. May not always paint you in the best light, but I mean, it is what it is. That's on you. How you move with people is really, it's a you thing, right? So I in one regard, I'm like, yeah, I can see why she'd be upset like that. You know, I get that. However, like I said, I have the right to tell my stories. These are my stories, and I never tell a story that I wasn't involved in. If I wasn't really involved, I'm not going to be the one to tell that story unless someone wants me to tell it, you know, for them. But I prefer not to really do that because it's not my story to tell, right? Another thing, this is me being really transparent with y'all, okay? She ain't the only one that I feel this way about. I have spared so many people over the years by not telling my side of the story, by not exposing people for who they really are. Think about the story I told you about the big flexors. I knew some incriminating stuff, and I never said nothing about none of that to nobody until you started doing too much. Until they got to calling us out our names, all this other stuff. Then yeah, I'm bringing that up. But there are a lot of people here that I have promoted parties with, done business with, friends, family, that need to be happy that I never told my side of the story. Here it is. I'm telling my story times, and I feel as though I'm doing them in a tasteful way. I feel like as if I'm doing it in a way where it's not obliterating anybody. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, when I decide to talk, all of a sudden everybody's all up in arms. All of a sudden everybody's so mad. Everybody's so sad. How could she do this? Why is she on the internet? Because I fucking can be. That's why. Okay? And no one knows who these people are. If they do, no one said anything. They don't need to say nothing. That's corny as fuck to me. If you did like expose the person, if you did, I would block that person if they ever did that. But the point I'm trying to make is everybody's cool until that person that you wrong wants to tell their side of the story. It was cool when you was telling your side of the story and you telling everybody that we used you for this and that, and you know, you telling your version of things that's a flat out fucking lie. But then when I told what really happened, and I got backup witnesses, all of a sudden you're playing victim. I don't have time for people like that. So, Halle, if you're watching this, baby, you should have been a better person. That's all I can tell you with that. I don't have no no qualms about it. I'm not going to stop doing my story times because somebody feel away. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. I don't give a fuck how Haley feel. I don't give a fuck how Clown gonna feel. I don't give a fuck how that weird ass bitch feel that I told y'all about in the beginning. I don't care about none of that. None of that, okay? It don't matter at this point. So, with that being said, I regret to let y'all know that I'm going to keep doing my motherfucking story times. You dumb. Stop a shit for none of you niggas. So anyway, with that being said, we getting back to the story times. Now, I will tell you that I am going to speed this thing up. I'm not finna stay on Haley because she already thinks she's the main character in my life, and different things have been said about her feeling like my whole page is about her, which is not. But, you know, it is what it is. People can feel how they want to feel. That's up to them. I'm not in a place to tell Haley not to feel no way I can't do that for her. So, with that being said, I'll still give y'all these story times. We're gonna speed this up because I don't want no motherfucker ever thinking that they the main character in my program. Ever, okay? You may be the main character in these story times, but it's not a good character to be. Like, you're not the character you should want to be in anyone's story, right? So, whatever, that's that. I just want to put that on the floor, get that out there to y'all, and we're gonna keep moving on. For anybody else that may feel away, fuck y'all too. Like, you just thought I was gonna stop doing what I was doing for y'all? Silly rabbit. Alright, y'all, today we gonna play it cool. I only got like 2 short story times for y'all because I'm about to do something different with this series. Cause I gotta find a way to move to that next part of the series. But until I can figure that out, I'm gonna give y'all these 2 short story times of instances that happened with Haley, okay? So, let's do short story time 1, right? So, like I said, we were promoting parties in Detroit, whatever. But a lot of times we would just be in Detroit. Like, we would just be there because, like I told you, there's nothing to do in our home city, okay? Like, I don't even want to talk about my home city. There's nothing to talk about, for real. So, a lot of times we would go to Detroit and just hang out. If you've never been to Detroit, I mean, I don't really know how to explain it now because I'm not really in the clubs no more. I done kind of phased out the nightclub things. My club event promotions is a lot different. I'm doing like more events than actually being in the club. I can't do that, baby. Like, I'm not trying to be in the club every week. I don't got it in me to do that. But I don't know. So I don't know what it's like now. I don't know what nightlife will be considered to be like now because I don't really go to nightclubs anymore. So I don't know. But I know back in the day, Detroit was that place for that, okay? So, like I said, we will be going just for fun. At this time, it was like so many clubs. Like, they weren't even really necessarily in this downtown area. They were like in the outskirts or whatever. So, this particular time, let me try to timeline this for you. So, Kyla and Sky and Daisy lived in the Ann Arbor area at this time, okay? Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti is probably about 35, 40 minutes away from the city of Detroit, I want to say. Yeah, roughly. What we would do a lot of times is we would stay the night either at Sky or Camille's house, right? And then, so you would drive to Ann Arbor and we'll stay the night with Sky or Camille. Not Camille, I'm sorry, Sky or Kyla. And then we would go to the city. We hang out, go to the club, whatever, right? And that way we'll have somewhere to stay after the club so we wouldn't have to drive all the way back to our home city same night, drunk as fuck, right? I ain't gonna tell you I never did it, allegedly, but it ain't ideal, okay? And I don't recommend none of y'all doing it, so don't. There was this one time, I feel like, okay, how do I want to preface this? Okay, all right, so let me tell y'all this. One thing that I did not like about Haley was Haley would get drunk as fuck in these clubs, right? Keep in mind, what did I tell y'all before? We females, we in a city that we're not originally from, playing with a whole lot of money in a male-dominated industry. We have to keep our head on a what? Say it in the comments. Say it in the comments, because I say it all the time. Keep your head on a what and be aware, right? Okay. Put it in the comments. I want to see it in the comments, see if y'all been paying attention, right? So, what did I tell y'all? I hardly ever drunk when I was in them clubs. Now, when I was working, no. If I was going for fun, I get like a little amaretto sour, drink a little Moet Chandon or whatever, but nothing too crazy. Nothing where we about to be shot after shot. That wasn't me. I ain't like that type of shit, right? It happened once or twice when it was just me and her. By the third time, I was like, bro, you got to stop doing that shit. It's dangerous as fuck for two females to be downtown Detroit. One is drunk as fuck. The other person is trying to carry that person to the car, and my car is like a block away. This is another reason why I told y'all I was always valeting. Because if I got to be responsible for a drunk ass person, I don't have time to be walking those streets, baby. And it's just me and you. We are targets. Like, you don't get that? So I've been trying to tell her that. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna stop drinking, and just never fixed the situation. She never fixed it. She just always kept drinking. It was more so like, oh, I'm sorry, and she'd do the same shit all over again, right? Now, at this time, nobody knew this shit but me. Like, at this point in time, Kyla, Camille, or Sky hadn't hung around. I almost said her name. Kyla, Camille, or Sky had not hung around Haley in that type of an atmosphere to know that she be drunk as fuck like that, right? So, there was this one time we all had went out to this club. Well, actually, it was me, Haley, and Kyla. It was just us three, right? We went out to this club. Now, I would never forget this because I had this badass pair of suede heels. Let me tell you where I fucked up at. Okay, because this ain't all on Haley. It's on me too. I fucked up because why the fuck would you be wearing suede heels in the wintertime where it's snow outside? So, but I had got past the snow. I got past all that, right? So anyway, we go to Kyla's house. We leave our stuff there, and we getting dressed or whatever, and we end up going to this club. We're not going to talk about the name of the club. It don't matter. It does not even standing, so we don't need to know the name of the club, right? We go to this club. It's a good time. Oh my God, it was bust down up in there. It was busting. It was so much fun. I was gonna say the promoter's name. I don't need to say all that. It was just a lot of our promoter friends, whatever, right? Now, one thing Haley did a lot was she would just lead the group and just walk around the club and wouldn't nobody know where the hell she at. Girl code, y'all shouldn't do that. And if you are going to do that, you need to let somebody know, like, hey, I'm about to go here, I'm about to go there. So that if we don't see you for a while, we kind of got a starting point where last place she was seen was here. Last place she told me she was going was here. When you just take off, don't nobody know nothing, right? I hate it when she did that because it's a safety issue. I don't really give a fuck. I'm not trying to make nobody sit with me. I'm just saying we need to all be aware of each other. Like, we came in together, right? So me and Kyla, we sitting in the section. Kyla's like, where Haley go? And I was like, ain't no fucking telling. She just be walking off and don't nobody know where the fuck she going. Like, my homeboy's there. I think it was his birthday now that I think about it. He had the champagne. It was flowing, but he also had like Hennessy and Remy and hard liquor. So he had it said where if you were in his section, you had to take a shot, right? So I'm like, well, whatever. So me and Kyla taking shots, but we like, yo, we gotta chill out because me and Kyla, we knew our strengths. We knew when it was time to sit the fuck down because we was already lit having a good time. Haley had been missing for like 30 minutes, right? So I call her like, where you at? She's like, oh, I'm over here by the DJ booth. Okay, you want to let somebody know what the fuck you doing? Like, how was I supposed to know that? I'm not finna get up and walk around this club and, like, bro, say something. She's like, oh, I'm over here by DJ booth. I'm gonna come back in a minute. Okay, cool. So, she comes back, drunk than a bitch. Nigga. What?
Lord Jesus.
Now, by this time, we had been in the club. Okay, this is probably about, like, 12:30-ish, 12:45-ish, whatever. And so we had been in the club for a minute. And so she gets back to our section and she's stumbling. I could tell she drunk. She's like all glassy-eyed and I could just tell she drunk as fuck. So I'm irritated off rip because this will be like the fourth time this has happened where we've been out together and you just drunk in a bitch. Like, and it's like I felt like, don't put me in a position where like, well, Tish driving, so it don't really matter what I do. No, it fucking matters because it's not just me driving you home. I have to get you to a car safely. Hope you don't throw up in my shit. Drive you all the way back to our home city. Get you home. It's just a lot of responsibility. It makes it not fun to be around you because it's feeling like a babysitting job now, right? So I look at Kyla and I'm like, she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, she drunk in a bitch. Like, and she's like, well, we all been drinking. Because at this point, Kyla didn't really know to what extent Haley could get to. right? This is her first time really being around her where she got that drunk, right? So she's like, well, you know, we all been drinking. She was kind of like giving the benefit of the doubt, like, well, you know, you can't really fault her because we always drink. I was like, yeah, but look at us and look at her. And she's like, well, it'll be okay, you know, we'll get her to the car. We'll get her home safe. Kyla, I appreciate your optimism and I appreciate your help, but I'm still fucking annoyed because me and her have had this conversation before about her being drunk as fuck in public like this when it's just me. Well, not even just me and her, with just being with all females, period. I don't want you, because this is my thing. You're gonna put us in a position where a man is gonna be like, oh, do y'all need some help? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna need some help. What if that man really ain't trying to help us and he end up putting us at gunpoint or end up raping us or anything? All because you don't know your liquor limits. So come like 1:20, I was like, yo, we out, we gotta go, because I'm seeing her still walking around. What she was doing was like, she walking around the club and she's seeing people that she know or she, you know, cool with, and she's getting like liquor in these sections. But then at the same time, in our homeboy section, she come back, she taking shots of his shit too. So it's like essentially she just like going around the club drinking. So imagine going around a club twice and then taking, in between each cycle of going around a club, you taking like 2 to 4 shots each time. You're gonna be drunk as fuck. Yeah, so that's kind of what was happening, on top of drinking champagne, which tops it off. So I said, yo, Kyla, we finna be out. Like, I need a head start with this shit. Because this is another thing. Not only is it cold as fuck outside during this time, it's starting to snow. So in my mind, I already knew, like, you don't need to be drinking too much because you're the driver. If this shit is slick outside and it's like black ice, we don't need that on top of being drunk. So I always have to think, I never got to just be drunk as fuck. Like, I always have to think about, I gotta get everybody home. What about this weather condition? What about this traffic condition? I have to always think like shit like that. I just never got the, not that experience to just be drunk as fuck. But whatever, it's cool. So like I said, yeah, so I get caught, I was like, yeah, it's time to go. So I'm finding Haley. It's like, Haley, we out. We're leaving already? Yeah, we're fucking leaving because you're drunker than a bitch. What the fuck you talking about? So she can't even stand up straight. She can't even walk straight. Fuck. So I'm trying to put one of her arms around my shoulder. Kyla gets the other one. Y'all. Of course, that scene alone, the dudes are going to come like, oh, y'all need some help getting her to the car? No, we straight. I don't trust you, none of you dudes, to do that shit. Not especially in Detroit. Hell no. So we walk into the car. Keep in mind, for where this club is at, we park like across the street and down the street. That's the best way to explain it. It's like, without me showing a map, it's hard to explain. But it's like, you cross the street from the club, which is a street, and then you gotta walk down the street to where I park. So imagine crossing the street with a drunk person that can barely stand up. So we cross the street, running in heels. She's in heels. We damn near dragging her. And when we jumped the curb, I scuffed up my suede heel, hitting the corner, trying to jump the corner with her. Bro, pissed is an understatement. Like, they was such a pretty coral color suede heel. They came from Charlotte Russe. You already know how Charlotte Russe was giving it up on the heels. Anyway. So we get on the curb. I'm just so annoyed because now, like, the curb is like all snow. So now we walking through the snow in heels. Like, we didn't have a choice, y'all. In heels, trying to carry a drunk person, literally dragging her through the snow, damn near. Like, 'cause she can't stand up. Oh, I'm pissed. At this point, Kylie's starting to get aggravated, but she's like, let's just focus on getting her to the car, right? So get her to the car. We get her there. She just fall asleep in the back seat. We get to Kyla house. We sleep it off. Well, she sleep it off, and the next day, it was like, oh my God, we had so much fun last night, did we? Because I remember carrying your ass across the street, drunk as fuck. I don't see what was so fun about that. So, Kyla's like, yeah, you was drunk than a bitch, like, last night. She's like, was I? And so, like I said, keep in mind, this is like the 4th time this has happened to me. This is Kyla's first time, so she's like, yeah, girl. So I ain't even engaged in the conversation. I'm just irritated, because I'm like, this shit gotta stop, right? That happened time and time and time and time again, to the point where Kyla probably witnessed it by like the third time after that. After she saw it the first time, she knew like, oh no, this shit is ridiculous. Like it's retarded. Because not retarded, I don't want to use that word. It's ridiculous because like what is the point of you being like that? And it's like it's such an inconsiderate and selfish move because because you're not driving, you never fucking driving. I told y'all how that went. Once I got my car, it's like she just pretty much X'd herself out of the whole driving equation. Like, or be on some shit like, I'll drive your car. Hell no, you're not driving my car. Fuck no. Drive your car. What we talking about, right? So you already got this whole element of you're not the driver. And it's like it's deeper than you not having to drive though, Haley. It's more so it's a safety risk because I don't think no female should be nowhere drunk as fuck. I think that is so unsafe. It's tacky as fuck for sure. And it's definitely sloppy, but it's more importantly, it's unsafe, right? So like I said, that happened time and time and time again. By this time, Kyla and Sky know how Haley get down. Camille, she came later into the picture where she kind of realized like, oh yeah, she be drunk as fuck. But I don't know at what point did she know that. At that part, I don't know. By this time, so far, everybody that know how she get down is Bree. My friend Bree. She don't get no fake name because, I mean, it don't even fucking matter with her. Bree, Kyla, and Sky, we all know how that shit go. And everybody is, at this point, irritated than a bitch. Been plenty of times where she been out drunk as hell and put us in really dangerous situations, but I don't feel like outlining every single event. I mean, like I said, it was just dangerous because, like I said, as a promoter, we could put ourselves in a position to get robbed. We put ourselves in a position to get raped. Put ourselves in a position to be held at hostage, gunpoint, anything, all because you're so drunk that you're not aware of your surroundings. So that was that. Okay. Second short story. Okay, so like I said, in my city, it's very dead. I keep telling y'all that because I got to bring it home to y'all that the city I'm from is dead. It's damn near a village, right? So there was this time where it was the weekend. Now, one thing about my city is we do got a lot of bars, but not like lounges, like just bars, like just regular dive bars, pretty much, right? It was a weekend. It was like, it was a Friday night. And a couple of my friends was like, yo, let's all go to the bar. We had a rough week. We finna go to the bar. So I hit up Haley like, yo, everybody go to the bar. She said, okay, cool. So the way I remember this going was we were going to this specific bar, but everybody was like, let's go around like 8 or 9, right? Well, me and Haley was already ready, so I was like, well, let's just go to, what am I call this place? We do gotta call this place something. Let's call it the Rise Bar. I don't know. I just looked at a sign and say Rise, okay? I was like, well, let's go to the Rise Bar. Let's go to the Rise Bar first, and then by the time they'll be ready, we'll just drive to the next bar. She's like, okay, cool, right? Now, it is important to know that the Rise Bar is also a hotel, okay? Now, for this story to make sense, I gotta set the scene for you, right? It's a bar and a grill. It's a restaurant / bar. And in the summertime, it's lit because it used to have a patio. So it was like lit in the summertime, right? In the daytime, in the wintertime, it's all right. It's still a cool little vibe. But it is inside of a hotel. But this hotel is not like it's not like a super busy hotel where it's always booked. That's not this situation. It's not a hotel like that at all. Yeah, this ain't no like hotel that stay booked. Like, it's not like that. It's very rare that someone's staying there, right? And my camera is about to it keeps overheating, so I'm trying to hurry up and tell this story so I can just be done with it because it's irritating me, right? So, okay, so like I said, the Rise Bar. So we go there because Rise, like I said, it was a vibe. It had a nice ambiance to it, but whatever. I don't know really what to say. Me and Haley pull up to the Rise Bar. Now, in order to get into the bar, you do have to walk to the hotel lobby, right? In passing, I don't know if y'all are like this, but I am a very observant person. When I go somewhere, I'm looking around because I just scope out my whole scenery. It's something I've been doing since I was a kid, so it's just stick with me in my adulthood. It's just part of my street sense, I guess. But I need to know all exits. I need to know who's all up in here, who looks suspicious, who looks weird, who looks familiar, who don't. All that mattered to me, right? There were two people that stood out. It was a man and a woman. And they were sitting in the hotel lobby, but they weren't like checking in or nothing. They were just, matter of fact, nobody was even at check-in. That's how dead this hotel is, y'all. Like, it's very rare that someone will even be checking into this hotel, right? It's just there. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a very odd place. I don't know. All right, y'all, it's starting to get dark outside, so I gotta hurry up and do this, all right? So anyway, like I said, we at Rise Bar, and there's two people in the lobby. They're not checking in. They like just sitting in the lobby. Like I said, nobody's at check-in. So I don't know what that would be about. They had no suitcases. They have nothing. They're just there. All right, it's a man and it's a man and a woman, okay? I seen them. I just happened to see them because, like I said, this is me scoping out the scenery. So me and Haley, we go inside Rise Bar. We order our drinks, whatever. We sipping on our drinks. We just having small talk. We talking about whatever, right? I see them at the door, but they didn't come into the bar. I just see them like at the entrance because I'm scoping the scene, right? So I'm like, whatever. Okay, it's cool, whatever. So me and her take about maybe 2 drinks or whatever, and then we head out. We walking out of Rise. And I actually told this story on TikTok, and I told the short version because there's really no long version to it, but whatever. So we walking out of the bar. Next thing I know, the female, the woman that I told you I was sitting at the lobby, she comes, she's like, "Ooh, y'all some pretty girls. Oh, y'all so pretty. Y'all so fine. Where y'all going tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, ain't nothing, ain't nothing for real." Don't ever give strangers too much information about you, about where you going, about what y'all plans are. Don't do it, okay? Sidebar. Anyway, pretty much said, "I don't know. We just hanging out with some friends." She's like, "Oh, well, come. We should come take a shot."
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Like, nah, we really got to get going. Because her energy is off. Let me tell y'all why I'm feeling away. Wind back to what I just said. We were sitting in Rise Bar, and I saw her and that man standing outside of the bar. That means they were scoping us out. That's what my mind is telling me, right? Because if she wanted to take a shot, why didn't they come in the bar at that time and sit at the bar, have a small conversation, buy the shot stand? Why would you wait for us to leave outside of the bar and then ask us to go back into the bar to take a shot with y'all when clearly we leaving? You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to y'all?
Like, I get it, but then I don't.
So I was like, no, we really got to get moving. Like, we actually meeting up with some people, so we actually got to get going. She's like, "Oh, no, just one drink. Now it's starting to get weird. This is what I'm talking about. We have left the bar, ma'am. We're not going to go back into the bar just because you want to have a drink or a shot or whatever the hell with us. That doesn't make any sense. Why are you pressing so hard to get us to go back into the bar?" I'm looking at the man. The man is like walking in circles with his hands in his pocket, and he's basically just kind of scoping the scene. He has this look on his face like, get it done. Like, lock him in type of thing. So I peep him out and I peep her. She's looking at him to pretty much read his emotion to see if he's mad or something. That's kind of what it gave to me, right? So, all right. I'm like, no, we really got to get going. Like, maybe, if we run into you next time, that's cool. She's like, "Come on, y'all, you just one drink. Y'all turning out free drinks. What the fuck don't you understand about we gotta get going? We don't want your free drinks. Here go Haley. We can stay for one drink, can't we?" I said, "No, Haley, we can't, because I just got the text and they are already at the spot. So we have to go." She was like, "Well, they only want to have one shot. They only want to have one drink."
You fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb?
You're not catching my cues, Haley. We can't stay because we are in danger. Like,
I'm in danger.
what are you not understanding? Like, "No, Haley, we gotta go. Let's go." So I got my keys and I'm like hitting the lock button, like, open this motherfucking door so we can get the fuck on. And so we get outside. That bitch is following us out to the car. I said, "Oh, now we gotta fight." I gotta whoop ass. We got to fight. If she follows me to my door, I'm beating her ass. That's what I came up with, right?
I remember thinking,
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
So I'm like, Haley, get the fuck in the car. She following out, the dude following out behind her too. He still got his hands in his pocket. I'm like, oh, hell no. I get in the car, I start the car up, and I'm there enough to run her ass over. I don't give a fuck. Like, I already told you, I'm not going back into the bar to have no drink with you, him, or nobody else. So I don't understand why you study pressing us about a motherfucking drink that we told you that we don't want to take because we got somewhere to be. I'm in the car, I was like, Haley, when I get to throwing you them cues, baby, I need you to pick them bitches up faster than a nigga throwing some money down. I need you to pick those cues up. She's like, I don't understand why we couldn't just get one drink. Haley, they are sex traffickers. There, I said it. I really believe that they were traffickers. He is her pimp, and it's her job to bring in new females. Think so? I didn't get that. You probably wouldn't get that, would you? Because you never do get anything. Like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? You didn't see that man? She's like, what man? Oh my God. I said, baby, there was a man in the corner that she was consulting with just by eye contact. He wants her to lock this shit in. I said, and when we were at the bar, we were drinking at the bar, baby, she came to see if we were still in the bar. She was looking through the door. That's how I know. That's why I'm trying to tell you, it's not weird to you that we passed these niggas in the lobby. She's like, they was in the lobby?
Lord Jesus.
Bro. See why I say that if it wasn't for me, a lot of shit would have went left. Y'all get what I'm saying now? I said, we passed these niggas in the lobby. They seen us going to the bar. If they had good intentions, even if they didn't have good intentions, wouldn't it have been smarter for y'all to go with us to the bar then and just played it off like, hey, you know how y'all doing? You know, we so-and-so, and just get the shots that way? I still would have been skeptical, but I wouldn't have been as skeptical as how they decide to do the approach. Well, maybe they really just want to have a drink with her. She said we was pretty. You don't take drinks from people just because they think you pretty. Come on now, you gotta, come on, where is this at? Is this on? Is anybody home? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, Haley, listen. That lady came to the door to see if we was still in there. And then she walked away. It wasn't until we left out the bar that they decided to ask us to get a drink. Is the pieces melting together now? She's like, oh, I see what you're saying. You saying basically they should have came when we was in the bar, they should have came in then. Exactly. And so now I'm trying to get you to understand that why would they deliberately wait for us to leave out of the bar to then decide to ask us to have a drink with them if they didn't have ill intentions? I was like, and then keep this in mind, we are at a hotel that does not get a lot of business. If niggas really want to traffic somebody, I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. If they really wanted to do that, this would be the place to do it at. There's no activity in this hotel for real. This is the place. Well, when you say it like that, no, I shouldn't have to say it like that. The point is, when we're in situations like that and I give you cues, I don't need you questioning me, nigga. Just do it. Like, I'm trying to tell you, we are in danger. So she finally understood. But then when we get to where we was going with the rest of our friends, she brings it up again. She's like, well, Tish turned on a free drink. We had a whole...
Go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
We had a whole ass conversation about why I was trying to tell you we did not need to take those free drinks. Why are you getting in front of these people and acting like we ain't have a full ass dissertation on the situation, and you act like you understood, and now you coming in this motherfucker like, yeah, Tish turned on a free drink, and if Tish did turn on a free drink, Tish ain't no broke bitch. If I want a drink, I'm gonna buy my own shit. I don't need free shit. It don't matter to me. I'm not that hard up for no free drink to put my safety in jeopardy. Once I told them, at first they was like, what? Pass a free drink? I was like, let me explain what really happened. Once I broke it down, it was like, oh shit, hell no, you don't stay around for no shit like that. And I was like, Haley, you cool? She's like, I just didn't think it was that deep. It was definitely that deep. And in our city, when you think about it, this is like the perfect place to do some shit like that because it's such a dead ass city. And it's like, it's not a whole lot going on. A lot will move under your nose and nobody would know nothing about nothing, right? So it's been plenty of instances like that, but that's the one that really stands out to me when we were at that bar and she just wasn't getting my drift. I'm like, Haley, it's like I can see us going to that. Like, let's put it in terms if we did it, right? Let's say they came to us like, hey, let's get one drink or whatever. I could see us going in that bar and next thing you know, we upstairs in somebody's room. I could see that happening. I know they was gonna drug us. I know they were. What was that man doing? He ain't say a damn thing. Anyway, I don't regret nothing I said or did. I wouldn't take no drink for them weird ass motherfuckers. Hey yo, I'm Tisha Shanice. I know this was different. It was in the car, 2 short stories, but I'm about to switch the game up for y'all. And I need y'all to be ready. But until then, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend to subscribe to Tisha Shanice. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.
Heartbeat at the right time.